Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you how to determine the mass of a product that is produced in a limiting reactant question. So let's take this example. I have a nitrogen gas that can be made from passing gaseous ammonia over copper oxide at high temperature. So if I were given 18.1 gram of ammonia to react with 0.145 kilogram of copper oxide, how much nitrogen is formed? Now, I know this is a limiting reactant question because I was given two pieces of information regarding the two reactants in this reaction. And that is a clue of how you can identify it's a limiting reactant problem versus just a simple stoichiometry problem. And what I mean by that is this is piece of information number one, 18.1 gram of ammonia, and piece of information number two, 0.145 kilogram of copper oxide, and these two chemicals are both reactant in this reaction. That's how you know it's a limiting reactant question. First of all, we always have to figure out our balanced chemical equation, which is this. Then step number two is where you have to perform two calculations for each of these reactant and choose the one that has the smaller number. So for example, you start with 18.1 gram of ammonia, which is our first reactant. I want to find out how much nitrogen gas is produced if I were to use up the entire 18.1 gram of ammonia. And I do that by doing stoichiometry, going from gram to mole ammonia, going from mole ammonia to mole of nitrogen gas, going from mole of nitrogen gas to gram of nitrogen gas using the molar mass. And this is what I get. So if I used up the entire 18.1 gram of ammonia, I get 14.9 gram of nitrogen gas produced at the end. Let's do our second calculation with copper oxide, where this calculation tells me if I were to use up the entire 0.145 kilogram of copper oxide, how much mass of nitrogen would I get at the end? And I'm doing same thing with the stoichiometry. The only thing difference here is that I need to convert kilogram to gram, which is what I did just now. Then you can do the same thing where you convert from gram to mole using the molar mass, from mole of one reagent to another using the mole ratio, and then converting that back to gram by using the molar mass. And this is what I get. And our final answer is 14.9 gram of nitrogen because that is the smaller number. Remember that our limiting reactant limits the amount of product you get at the end. So ammonia in this case here is our limiting reactant because it produces a smaller number of product at the end. And for this kind of problem, there should only be one answer. Even though you do two calculations and you get two answers, you have to choose which one is the correct answer here. And the smaller number, or the smaller mass that's produced, is your final answer. And in this case, it's 14.9 gram of nitrogen. That's it for this problem.